please, please toss them up there. But we are live now on
Yay,
Facebook.
So we're on Facebook. All right. So guys, we're live on all our social media. I am Sarah. It does say it on our Facebook.
And I am Tara.
So welcome to our little snippet of information about our Thriving Females interview series. Before I get into the interview series, if a lot of you guys have read the little ads we've had or my little bio that I wrote about thriving females and what I wanted to do. But one of the most important things about creating this platform was creating a very positive place for females of all ages. And I say females because that encompasses teens to seniors. So I want to say females. This is a positive platform where they can come, and we're going to provide a lot of things to them about, everything, DIY, food, nutrition, tidbits. There's a lot going to be happening in the future. But one of my big things was this interview series. And this was very, very important to me because I wanted to have a series of chatting with everyday females. And everyday females to me is just like everybody we see, but we can find something really awesome about them that we can share with each other. And I wanted to find a way to communicate with everybody. And of course, my good friend Tara is amazing with technology. And I knew she would be the perfect person because not only is she just smart and brilliant and an amazing friend, we actually had a great time when we did an interview series for my gym. We interviewed our members on the fly sometimes, and then sometimes we were super organized. We actually look like Oprah sometimes or Katie Couric. I wish. But anyways, we had so much fun together is that when I had this idea for my platform and I had a million ideas, the first person I thought of was Tara that I want to do the interview series with. And she didn't even hesitate. She's like, yes, I want to be doing this with you. She is an amazing addition. I'm going to give you a bunch of kudos for a second. She's a great friend, but she literally does a lot of this back stuff that you guys don't know, making sure that our technology is really on point because I'm not fancy like her. And so tonight we just want to kind of give you a snippet of how these interviews are going to roll out and her talk about the technical part of it because I don't know how it all works.
But that's what's so fun. And so first of all, I have to let you know, thank you so much to Courtney, who's joining us on Instagram. She says, live does well for you two, looking hot. And so that's a fun little emoji.
Oh, is there a filter?
And I do want to show you, this is what we are so excited to offer. And so Sarah, thank you so much for joining another Sarah tonight. Please let us know if audio or anything isn't working, but we want to get all these fun comments. Pam, thank you so much for joining. I love that you're here. That really means a lot. I got to put this one up for you. And so you're getting some love, Sarah, out on our face.
That's my mom.
And Amanda, hello. Thank you so much for joining. But this is just a little snippet for y'all, whether you're joining on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram, is you're going to see our eyes kind of go into a couple different places because we are trying to meet y'all wherever is easiest for you. And so this is kind of the format for our interviews where we are streaming to a bunch of these things all at the same time. Each week or, every other week, whenever these interviews are coming, you're going to know when they're coming because we want to get that message out to you. I love the reminders. So I set one on Instagram this afternoon for myself, but then I did that Facebook one when we first posted it. So please utilize those reminders too. The comments, as we are showing you, are really fun. I love when we get to see that engagement because that's what makes this show so much fun for us. That's also, I feel like, when we're doing things like this, you get out of it what you're hoping to get out of it. And it just lets us know what you're wanting to hear, who you're maybe wanting us to interview, or what questions you're asking, what questions you want us to maybe answer or ask our guests, things like that. These will be saved though. And so we're live now, and then we are able to post them and they become, pieces of our social media. So you'll be able to watch them later on. Please feel free to comment on them, but we won't be able to obviously do those live comments through the shows here. But any other kind of fun tech stuff we love to see, or other pieces that you would like to have a part of here, I'll try my hardest. I I'm honored, Sarah, by what you shared, but I am not the whole huge tech guru. I just think it's really fun to do these things and to highlight people, to share different things, to have fun conversations, and go from there, get everybody involved.
So, Tara, I actually have a question because, see, guys, I'm learning as we go. So, people during the show, if they comment on Twitter or YouTube or what is it, Facebook or Instagram during the live show, you can bring the comment up. But if they comment later, we can just comment on it'll be saved.
Yeah. And so it's not just your mom, Sarah. It is your dad that is absolutely loving you too.
Oh my gosh. I told him to get on and practice. This might happen.
But this is where a comment came from our Facebook page. Unfortunately, the Instagram ones I'm just able to see. And so I'll definitely bring those into some of the chat that we're having on the other channels, but we'll be able to see them on Instagram. But if you're watching this later on, or you're like, you know what, that was such a great, fun topic, I want to show my daughter a little bit more about it, or chat more with, another family member, you could absolutely post some comments and we'll still get those notifications, but it just wouldn't be a part of that interview.
I think I love that we can bring the comments on there, because I really feel that it's not just Tara and Sarah talking to people, but if you're on the live portion, you guys can engage and ask questions that we might not think of.
Exactly. And that's what I think is fun, is it's becoming a whole big, huge thing. And so, here's another example. Alba, I love that you're joining us on Instagram, but so excited for this platform you've created and super proud of you. And I love the 3 hearts. I don't know how to speak emoji verbally, but I definitely want to plug those 3 hearts.
Heart.
Yes. And so thank you. But I think that's what's really fun, is that we are reaching people in all different avenues, whether you're in your car, whether you're listening to us later on, whether you're participating, any way like that.
Hey, we might be the new bus line entertainment for all we know.
Who knows?
Who knows? So one of the things that was very important about this series was doing individual interviews with me, Tara, and another individual, obviously one person. So my idea around the interview was to spotlight females in their life. And people have already asked me, I don't know any important people. I don't know anybody that have done great things. Well, we have like 15 or 16 people we're already chatting with, and coordinating schedules is one of our challenges, but we're getting it done. But we're going to hop in the life of like a radio host. We have a couple females coming on and making us aware of certain causes out there. We are going to be talking to people that have overcame different obstacles, hopping in people that have started businesses. We will have a guest that has a squirrel for a pet. So, that might be an on-site interview, but we are getting so many people recommending stuff. We're going to talk to some college athletes. We had a friend of ours say that, can you come talk to our teens at softball? They have a lot to say. So we are going to be touching base with lots of females with lots of little stories. You may take something from it, you may not, but we hope that in some way, every story that you hear from somebody, you can gain a little knowledge. Maybe it makes you feel good, gives you a little joy for the day, or you can be a little inspired, because I feel like a lot of times we read a lot of stories through, and we're like, oh, did you see that? Did you see that? And it's really depressing. So we're going to give you guys a little snippet of life in ordinary people like us, everyday people just living life that we might find really, awesome things they're doing. So I think it's going to be, I'm very, very excited about this. One of the things that Tara and I both agreed on, that of course we will ask our person that is going to get interviewed with us if there's anything off limits. And we are pretty much going to be doing the questions on the fly, just like we were sitting down to have coffee or beer and wine. We're just going to be chit-chatting, because I know Tara well, she knows me well. We dig and we love to ask those questions like, what? Tell us again. No boogie. Give us the details. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun. I think that you guys are going to learn a lot of things, and I hope that you guys will see the positive in this. One of the other things that we're going to try to stick to is try to get 2 interviews a week. Maybe 3 will get in there, but 2 is in there because we don't want social media like it has to consume everybody's life. We don't want you looking for an interview every single day, because I'm guilty of it. Tara's guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. We can get on social media and it can consume our lives, and we don't look up. And so when you do take a little bit of time in your life, we hope that Thriving Female interviews can add a little positive to your life. And then some of the other things that we're going to have on the show, you can find it, but it's not consuming your everyday life. I mean, you really want to look, watch this all day long, but we just hope we can add a little entertainment here and there, because we believe we're doing something good.
And that's,
we're super excited.
What you're saying there, we've got a bunch of people who are excited to hear about female athletes, and whether you're college athletes or high school athletes or professional athletes. I mean, I loved, Sarah, when you said, like, we want to just highlight those women, that you don't have to feel like, oh, well, I can't be highlighted or interviewed because I'm not meeting some level of professionalism or some level of success.
And I think that I really have a motto. I think everybody deserves a spotlight for something.
Yes. It's going to be a new tagline for this thing. You got it.
There we go, girls.
Well, I know we've got like a couple different viewers on our Facebook page. We do have quite a few that are on Instagram, so I'm so glad to see that. But maybe, because this is just a quick intro, does anybody have any topics, besides those female athletes, that you'd love to see that maybe we can toss up on the screen or talk about super quickly as we're working through what we want to do?
You guys, we're also loving, a lot of people are already messaging us about certain friends that we want to interview and other topics. And I'm going to let Tara go into this, because we have some really great ideas about group topics.
I'm sorry, my camera almost fell. This is as much of a test run as it is introducing everything. And so I am really, what topics?
The group topics.
Yes. How much fun is it when you get to
this.
Toss out a topic and then get everybody's insight? I mean, I've never hidden the fact that I love reading. And I know that people are super excited to talk about some books. I'm not a big TV watcher, but I do love to watch certain series and then chat about it. And so, Sarah, of course, you were one of the first ones that I texted when I finished watching the second season of Bridgerton. And so that's come up a couple times of how fun would it be to get a bunch of people, on here chatting about a TV series or what you thought about the most recent one.
Because if you're standing around a bunch of females, there is already the talk about Bridgerton. Compare it to season 1 to 2. And the cool thing is, Tara, is it 10 people can get on this screen?
I think so. Yeah, maybe between like 5 minimum, maybe up to 10. Obviously on Instagram, we are kind of, I think, limited to 4. I'd have to do some more diving to see if we can get more there.
Yes, we've had a lot of feedback on group conversations. So the individual spotlights are going to be there, but we're taking it to another level with the group interviews, which is going to be our group discussions. And we're trying to think of a very clever name to go with that group. So we've had
I think, we're joking here about like books and TV shows, just in some discussions with people. I mean, there are so many ways that we can rely on one another and talk about being a working mom or being a single mom, or, what family dynamics are like or not like, or how we take care of ourselves, all of that stuff.
And one suggestion was some females, quite a few, wanted to talk about dating after divorce. And that's quite a topic.
I mean, I'm going to jump back to this because it seems like it's a popular one, but, Amanda is really looking forward to that, former athletes thing. And so maybe we do need to have some interviews, but then we also need to have a big, whole huge discussion on what those former athletes look like.
Yeah, we do know some.
But we are getting some good positive feedback on Instagram with some interesting topics and great ideas. And so keep tossing them out there.
Oh, that's awesome. We are so excited. Like I said, we wanted to get on because everybody's like, how are you guys going to do this? Are you going to record it ahead of time? But we just wanted to be able to show you Tara's work. I'm going to give her all the kudos, how this is going to be laid out. IG, you guys don't see it, but on the other, like Facebook and Twitter, you can see she's put our logo, and I'm just really impressed with the whole thing. Our names are on there, but we wanted to give you guys an idea how you're going to have it. And like, I'm even excited about this. We have one of our guests is from the United Kingdom that we booked for, what was it, May for an interview. So when I say we are going around the world talking to females, we are going around the world. We had to figure out, we were like, okay, let's see, the time is there. What time would our time
like, okay, so if I work, but then I have this thing with my daughter.
Yes,
so
it is super exciting. We're getting a lot of good feedback. People are jumping on it, and we're just really excited. We wanted to introduce ourselves. This is going to be a huge portion of Thriving Females because I just really think this could be something positive, and I hope you guys it brings you joy because I'm all about bringing you guys some joy here. But as time moves on, you're going to see other people separate from the interview series, adding to the Thriving Females, bringing different like DIYs, nutrition, fitness, books. I mean, Tara likes her books, the smutty ones. But there is a secret society for that. So
we've got 2 great comments and topics that came in on Instagram. One, parenting for special needs children and what that's like. I mean, just the skills, but then also the support structure. I think those are maybe even 2 awesome topics for us to dive into. And then I love the one comment that came on how to be a working female in a male dominant field. I mean, because there's so many levels to that, but I'm so excited that you guys gave us those topics. So now we've got,
and I know we do have a guest coming up that fought tooth and nail to get in a male dominated profession. So we have some really good people coming up, and we're so excited. As you can see, she is like the worker over here. Tara's like looking, making sure she's getting the comics. I just stand here and go, yes.
That's why I am sure that you and I could probably keep on going and just talking to one another this whole time. But I did want to remind everybody about those reminders. And so, Mindy, I am going to work with Alba's assistant to make sure that she lets you know when these are occurring. But you can also click those reminder buttons on Facebook when the posts are coming up, as well as click the reminders for Instagram. And so that one came a little bit later. I'm really sorry, still playing around with that one. But we want to make sure that you know when these are coming. But then again, you can also come back to the pages and you'll be able to see them.
So one more thing is we got asked this today actually by 2 friends. They said, there's always something I'm learning. Tara's always showing me something, but we got asked, how can we share this information with our friends? I don't know how to do it. We had to physically show them, but you guys can take any of these interviews. If any interview, you just loved it, please share it. Or you can just go to our share the page and put it on your page. Because the more followers that we have engaging with us, the more connections we're going to make so we can learn from everybody else. Because we don't want to keep this a secret. We want to, spread some love to all us females. So please don't hesitate to contact us. We're super excited about this.
Absolutely. I love that. Well, Sarah, is there anything else that you wanted to tell our captive audience?
I don't think so. Did we forget anything?
I'm looking over my list. One thing that I think we really just want to highlight again is the way that we are tonight is, I think, the goal that Sarah really wants for these interviews in the future is to be those natural conversations. This is who we are. There's no rehearsal. There's no script except my checkpoints that I have to that I tell y'all. But hopefully.
And that's the thing. That's a good point that she brought up, is that we said we were going to be very natural about it. So, we're telling people that are going to be interviewing with us, it's natural. If they want to be in their PJs, you might see me in my visor, my baseball hat. Tara might be in her pajamas.
That's how we know you.
But you might want to, that's something that is very important. And another thing is that I think is really cool when Tara does the reminders, is that where the guest is going to have a picture and a brief description?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a thing. You guys will get a sneak peek of the guest that we're going to interview on your reminder with a picture and a little bleep about it. I mean, it sounds so official and I think it looks so cool. So
I mean, it's like my whole little skill thing that I'm loving.
I know.
One thing though that will help us, I think, as we're scheduling these that I do want to plug here is what times work for you all. I mean, there's no, hiding that I'm a morning person, so I would love to grab a cup of coffee and chat over it. But I know not everybody else may be ready to kind of hear some of the stuff at 8 a.m. There could be like a lunch bunch. This is at 8 o'clock because I know that hopefully people are kind of slowing down, for the night. If there's going to be like a wine hour, a happy hour, if that's your thing, what times work best. And we'll obviously try to work with those people that we're interviewing.
And another thing I want to say is we are not going to instruct the guests not to say certain things. We want them to be raw. We want them to be themselves, filtered, unfiltered, whatever. We don't want them to think they can't speak openly on the show. That's one of the things that's very important to us.
I mean, because I don't know how to work the bleep button on these things. So.
And we do know some Italians that we might have to beep, beep.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. I am so excited. And I know so many other people are so excited to see you start this project that has been in your brain for quite some time, and so to see it actually coming through is really exciting, I think, for many of us.
I think it's going to be so fun. And this was the biggest part of my idea in my head in this interview series together. And next week, hopefully you guys will see us. I think we're getting 2 lined up. So we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.
See y'all.
Bye.